Hey guys, I'm Ricks here, and today I'm coming back at you with another haul video. Now, it actually might not be too easy to tell what company the haul is from today, but it's actually from Brickmania. While I don't have the normal packaging, these are actually two of the store-exclusive figures that Brickmania has made. These guys were store-exclusive to the Virginia store, and I actually went there a very long time ago now. Quite a long time ago, actually. And actually got some of these figures. That's why, you don't see the normal packaging that they would have came in. I've discarded that long ago and I put them into their individual little bags here. But why don't we get the figures out and, I can show you them a little bit more in depth. I guess before, I show you each figure individually, you can see them together. Here they are. They're obviously Ulysses Grant and Robert E. Lee. So, without any further rants or ramblings about the figures, why don't we get into the figures more specifically. Okay, so first off, we will start off with the losers of the Civil War, and probably the general that cost them the war, General Robert E. Lee. As you can see here, he is in his uniform with a very nice sash and belt. I think that honestly, this is probably my most favorite part of this figure. I think that this really makes the whole figure pop. Now, of course, he is 360 degrees printed, so that continues around the side, and he also has some minor detailing on the boots as well. And of course, all those features, his belt and his sash, continue all the way around the body, and his sash is actually tied off here, as you can see on the left side of the body. One thing that sometimes I don't particularly like about Brickmania, and some other companies to be fair, is that they often design some elements across the leg that go onto the torso. And what you can see is when you turn the leg here, it actually makes it so that, these two pieces are not aligned anymore. Now, it's a very, minor detail, but definitely something that I've noticed that Brickmania does with quite a few of their figures. Now, of course, we should also mention, as I do every video, that Brickmania does not print on the inside of the legs. So that is something that you should not expect. In terms of the other things that you get, you also get a printed face along with 3D printed beard and 3D printed hat. So here are the three elements. I was actually pretty impressed with the fit of the 3D elements. I'll say that sometimes Brickmania's 3D elements are just don't fit the figures as well as I think that they should, and these definitely work very well with the figure. Now, our second and I guess final figure that we're going to look at today is the commander of the winning army in the Civil War. This is Ulysses S. Grant, and as you can see, he is in his Union commander's outfit. One thing I think you can notice right off the bat, and something that I noticed right off the bat, is that on this 3D printed piece, you can very clearly see kind of the remnants of where it was printed. There's these little dots all along it, and that's not the best. I think that that's something that you kind of have to expect when you're doing this type of 3D printing, but those didn't really appear as much. You can see a little bit on the front of the Robert E. Lee figure, but I feel like this one is just maybe more prominent because of that black coloring. I guess we'll start from the top this time. I really like this head. I think that it's a much better head, actually, than the Robert E. Lee head. I think it's just simply more detailed and overall just a better looking head, and something that I think that you could use beyond just Ulysses S. Grant. But when used as Ulysses S. Grant, I think that it's decently recognizable. I think that the Robert E. Lee head is a little bit unrecognizable. If you put it on someone else, I don't know whether you think it would be Robert E. Lee, but I feel like this Ulysses S. Grant head, you could probably guess that it was him. As you can see, I think that, there's a lot of dark blue and black ink here, which I think sometimes muddies the colors and gives off the impression that it's actually not super detailed, but it is decently detailed. I think right here is definitely probably my favorite part of the uniform, and I really enjoy that they included the shoulder ranks on them. I think that that's a really nice touch. One thing that's kind of interesting here is that there's so little printing on the side of Ulysses S. Grant when compared to Robert E. Lee that it almost looks like this guy is a 180 degree figure. And I think that that's one of my main gripes with this figure, is that it almost feels like, probably due to the fact that Lego Dark Blue is quite dark, but I mean, you look at the difference in detail here, and it just looks like a lot more time and effort was put into the Robert E. Lee figure, which I think is unfortunate because, quite frankly, the Union won the war, and it would be nice to get a more detailed Ulysses S. Grant figure. I think, there could have been some opportunity to have some more detailed boots and maybe just some more, contouring and other things on the back of this uniform, but I guess it is what it is. But anyways, that's kind of the overview of the two figures. As I said, I think that the 3D printed elements on these guys are relatively better than, what I feel like I've come to expect from Brickmania. I think that they fit a lot better, so that's always nice to see. Other than that, though, I don't really think that there's anything else to add. I definitely am excited to have these guys in my collection, and I'm excited to finally having filmed a video on them, and hopefully I will include them in some sort of mock sometime soon. I don't really know what that would be or how I could include both of them. I think that the only real way you could include both of them is if you did, the surrender of Robert E. Lee. I think that would really be the only time when you could, kind of show both of them in a scene. It would just be kind of difficult to do it otherwise. But, without anything else to add, as always, guys, like, comment, subscribe, do all the normal stuff, and I'll catch you next time.